Star of the Week。
さて今週のスター・オブ・ザ・ウィークはこの人をスタジオにゲストとして迎えました。マイケル・マクドナルドです。
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
This is your first visit?
Yes.
Same you, maybe a little different color.
A little grayer.
The same,
Yeah.
whisker, what you call beard.
Right.
Yeah. Any reason for that?
I just always had it since high school. I grew a beard.
Since high school?
Yeah, I was about 18. Last year of high school. And have kept it ever since. I shaved it off once, and I didn't like it.
Are you too lazy or something?
Well, that too, yeah. But
when you're 18, what were you doing? I mean,
I was playing music for the most part.
As a group, as a part of a group, or?
Yeah, a lot of groups in the St. Louis area. I worked pretty much around St. Louis in the Midwest part of the United States. We toured a lot.
Any particular music those days?
Mostly rhythm and blues music. We were more of a dance group, I think. At least that back then, the type of dance group that existed. We were, for many years, I was with a group, about a 13-piece
Mostly
group.
covers?
Yeah.
Were those top 40 stuff, is it okay if I call that main influence on you, or what you had?
Oh, very much so. I mean, that was my education, I think, mostly in music.
Trying to learn, or how did you copy? Did you listen to the record? Did you write it down, or did you just?
Basically, we just by ear. We worked things up. In a lot of the bands I was in back then, we tried very hard to stick to the top 40 and be very current, because that's where the money was.
Yeah.
That's how you kept working. So, but mostly just by ear, and we pretty much took the arrangements right from the record, and to the best of our ability, tried to reproduce the record as much as we could.
And you went up to LA, and you worked as a what's called a session studio.
A little bit, yeah. I spent a great deal of time working in clubs in Los Angeles.
Oh, you kept doing the same thing on bigger scale?
I guess so. I went out there to record, for the most part. That's the reason I went out there. But to supplement my income for the longest time, I played clubs and sessions when I could.
And you became part of what? Steely Dan?
Yeah, through playing clubs. Actually, I got that gig with Steely Dan. And that was the start of actually going on the road for me and touring with groups.
Period of the Doobies into two, Tom Johnston and the first half and the second half. Oh, some people even divide them in three: the Tom Johnston and then something, and then Michael McDonald's band. Did you ever have any people?
There were, there were a lot of evolutions really of the Doobie Brothers. It seemed like the forces were against us, as a band. It got harder to be the masters of our own destiny, and so under the pressure of all that, we finally decided that it was a good time to call it quits and leave the band with a good name. We were more concerned that if we tried to stay together and fight the forces that be around us, the money and everything, that it was just a big organization by then and kind of hard, kind of unwieldy, really.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of interested. Michael, as a vocalist, did your vocal styling change a lot?
Over the years, yes, I think so. Mainly for me, playing clubs, after a while, I think I developed my vocal style more out of trying to have the stamina to sing all night. More than anything else, it wasn't really so much a stylization I was looking for. I was just looking for a way to get through the night, because in the early days I sang probably in a much more full voice, and it tended to kind of wear thin after a while for me as far as being able to sing for long periods of time. And in doing clubs, I just kind of developed a style that made it easy for me to sing all night long. And, it kind of tended to change the sound of my voice, a little bit.
Right. Tell us about the recording. People say that in the 70s, they had, 70s was the era of many tracks. They put many things in each track, and they, like, you know, painting, if you ended up wrong, you ended up all black. But now they say the 80s are the different era of recording.
Oh, it is, very much. I think mostly in production values it's different. I don't think that, in a lot of ways, the music is all that much different. There was a simpler form of music that became very popular, I think. And I think via the production value thing, I think it was more concerned with sounds and sonics than really the music aspect of it. Or at least that was the heaviest part of the stylization, you know. Now, I think people are kind of, in a way, swinging, at least in the United States, swinging back to music that would almost be more reminiscent of the 60s, 70s, and keeping a lot of the production values that have come along in the early part of the 80s and stuff. I think people got a little tired of the obviously sequenced sound things. There's only so much of that I think you can listen to after a while, and pretty soon something has to groove a little bit, or it gets a little wears thin. Yeah.
Tell us about, you're going back to Honolulu, they told us.
Yeah, I'm going to stop there on my way.
You're not with Amy?
I'm going to meet her.
You don't have children now?
No, well, Amy's, we're going to have a child, and I think around July, August of this year.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you.